I shared screenshots about his size in a group chat. Now he blocked me everywhere. I'm at the verge of losing my marriage, and it's all my fault. I was too naive and listened to everything my friends said to me concerning my husband, and now they have ended up ruining my marriage, and I have to take accountability for everything that has happened. To think that all of them have ghosted me after my husband sent me out of the house pains me a lot. I'm very hurt and heartbroken. I don't know what to do or how to fix things with my husband. He's not even ready to give our relationship a second chance or even wants to see me. Hi, Redditors. My name is Ella. I'm 26 years old. My husband's name is Jason. He is 29 years old. Jason and I have been married for 3 years. We met 4 years ago at a coffee shop. We both came to have coffee, but somehow ended up exchanging contacts. Jason was the one that made the first move because he liked me. I loved how bold and outspoken he was when he approached me. On a good day, I don't give out my contacts to random guys, but Jason was an exception. He was different from the rest of the guys that had approached me in the past. We exchanged contacts to get to know each other really well. Our conversations on the phone were great. Through that process, we gradually developed feelings for each other. We both liked each other, and we got into a relationship. Well, he asked me out, and I accepted. Guys, it was more like a distant relationship because Jason was always traveling out of the city for business that period. I, on the other hand, had a job I was doing too. Jason could go away for 2 months before coming back. I never had any issues with it at that time because I knew that he wouldn't cheat on me. Jason, he's very handsome and good-looking, but very disciplined. Even though he had a lot of ladies approaching him, he wouldn't agree to have anything to do with them. Jason and I dated for a year, and during that period we usually saw each other 3 times every 2 months. Even though it was not totally convenient for me, I just had to because I loved him. What's really the essence of being in a relationship if you guys can't make some sacrifices for each other, no matter how inconvenient it may look? If you two really loved each other so well, then you guys wouldn't mind making sacrifices to make the relationship work. I always had that thought in my head every time. I should be able to make some sacrifices for the person I'm in a relationship with. That's what a relationship is for anyway. So guys, Jason and I hardly quarrel over anything. Maybe it was because we didn't actually live under the same roof for more than 24 hours. Yes, guys, because I didn't move into his house before we got married. I only visit and go back. That's not enough time to get to know someone fully, isn't it, guys? Because the few hours we spent together were all fun. Sometimes I didn't want to go back to my place because I wanted to stay with Jason for a longer period. After a year of dating, we decided to take our relationship forward, and so Jason proposed to me to be his wife. Of course, I said yes and accepted his proposal. There was no way I couldn't accept such a beautiful proposal, not when Jason treated me so nicely and took good care of me. But guys, I had no specific reason for accepting Jason's proposal. It wasn't because Jason was rich and had the capability to take good care of me that I accepted his proposal. Like I mentioned earlier, I had a job I was doing before I met Jason, which made me take care of my bills. So you see, guys, I wasn't totally dependent on Jason. I didn't wait for him to give me money before I could get anything I wanted. It wasn't like I was that expensive, though. The fact that I had work to do, which earned me money, made Jason respect me and didn't see me as a responsibility. So guys, we got married a few months after the proposal. Our wedding was simple but yet memorable. Walking down the aisle to say yes to Jason was one of the best decisions I have ever made in my whole life. I still haven't regretted that decision, and I don't think I ever will. There was this type of connection my husband and I had. I can't really explain what we shared exactly, but it was very unique. Jason and I might not be together right now because he's upset with me, but my feelings for him haven't changed. What I'm about to say right now might sound crazy or funny to you guys, but I would say it anyway. I never planned on ruining my husband's image or to hurt him in any way. From what all I have been saying, you guys would know that I really loved my husband. It happened that I was unfortunate to have gone the wrong way, which has landed me into this mess. Guys, what I did was bad, and hurting your partner that way is totally unacceptable. Jason is planning on filing a lawsuit against me for taking sensitive pictures of him without his consent. I have the option of paying a huge amount of money for damages, or he would take it to court. This is broad light robbery, and I have no option than to go with the first option. Obviously, I don't want to get into more problems like I am at the moment. I don't know how much Jason will ask. I am really in a tight position, guys, and I don't know what to do. Also, guys, you all wouldn't believe that Jason made sure to get through to my boss and have me fired from work. Jason at this moment can go through any length to get back at me for what I did to him. I'm trying all my best not to lose my mind because everything that has happened is making me lose my mind. Jason sending me out of the house was not enough for him. He still went further to make me lose my job, swipe my account to zero, and seize most of my belongings and denied me access to any of the cars. I left the house with the only clothes I had on when Jason sent me out. Apparently, after Jason discovered that I took pictures of him when we got intimate, he blocked me on all platforms. For days, he acted normal and didn't react to it. I thought he wouldn't know about it, but I was mistaken. I didn't know that one of my friends had forwarded the picture to him with my consent. I don't know who it was yet. I'm still trying to find out. Jason told me someone sent him that picture anonymously. Both Jason and I don't know who exactly. But then again, that is just the least of my problems now. I'm just focused on getting back with my husband. So guys, like I mentioned earlier, when Jason found out about what happened, he blocked me on all social media platforms. Normally, Jason and I used to chat with ourselves online anytime we weren't together. Most times, I chat with him to get me something at a nearby store on his way back. Other times, we chat to know about how our day was going. But a few days after I sent the size of his manhood to my friends' group chat, I noticed that I could not see Jason's picture on his profile. It was blank, and it was unlike Jason. When I got home that day, I asked him about it, and it was there he told me that he had blocked me. I was shocked to hear that from him. I asked him why he had blocked me, and he asked me why I was surprised. It was there Jason asked me why I had suddenly forgotten what I did. At that moment, it looked as though Jason was speaking in riddles, and I asked him to explain what it was that he was trying to say. Guys, it took Jason a lot of effort to not give me a slap because he was so furious. He ended up hitting his hand on the wall and breaking the dining table. That shows how furious he was at that moment. I had to step backwards to protect myself from getting harmed. At that point, Jason didn't care if I was standing next to him or not. Honestly, guys, in our 4 years of knowing each other, I have never seen Jason that furious before. There were times we had misunderstandings, but it wasn't up to what I saw that day. I became so scared. I was lucky that he didn't touch me. Guys, even when Jason broke the dining table, I still couldn't understand why he was so angry. The more I asked, the more Jason kept on breaking and throwing things on the wall. At some point, he stopped and came closer to me and held me by my arm. At that point, Jason and I were so close to the extent that we were breathing the same air. I got really suffocated and scared. Jason then asked me who gave me the audacity to share sensitive pictures of him, the size of his manhood, to our stupid group chat without his consent. It was at that moment that I understood why he was very furious. It wasn't like I had done it intentionally. Let's say that I was pressured to do it. At that moment, I didn't know what to say to Jason to justify my actions. I understood why he was that angry. Honestly, guys, I didn't have any genuine reason for what I did. I'm not disputing the fact that I was wrong. I didn't even do it to make any fun of him. The picture was supposed to stay in the group, but someone had it forwarded to him. I tried explaining myself, but I kept stuttering. After a few seconds of stuttering and not knowing what to say, I apologized to Jason and asked him to forgive me for what I did. Jason asked me if I deserved forgiveness, and I nodded my head in agreement. But Jason bursted into laughter and told me that I don't deserve any sort of forgiveness. He told me that he would deal with me in such a way that I will not get back on my feet. Jason told me that he got to know about what I did that very night I sent the pictures, but didn't react immediately. He started by blocking me on all social media handles, filed for a divorce, and seizing every access I had to our cars. Jason told me right there at that moment that the divorce papers were in process and would be ready soon. He told me to sign the divorce papers when it's ready without wasting his time. Jason held onto my arm and dragged me out of the house. He told me that it was over between us and asked me to leave his house before he called the gatekeeper to throw me out himself. Jason didn't let me speak or go inside to get my beginnings, and he slammed the door on my face. I was left with just the clothes I had on, my purse and phone. I kept banging on the door for him to open, but he didn't come out. Instead, Jason called the gatekeeper to throw me out. Eventually, I left and went over to Kate, one of my friends. When I got there, I couldn't control my emotions, and I teared up while explaining everything that happened. Kate had pity on me and consoled me. I messaged the other girls in the group, and they promised to check on me. But guess what, guys? It's been 2 weeks since they said that, and none of them even cared to check on me. You guys will be wondering if I'm still with Kate? Well, no. Kate only allowed me to spend a night at her place and told me to sort myself out from there. Apparently, Kate and her boyfriend most times spend the night together in her house. She told me she wouldn't want me to inconvenience them. Kate also asked me to meet the other girls to allow me stay with them, but none agreed when I asked. It got to a point that all of them stopped picking my calls. Just recently, my friends removed me from our group chat because I'm no longer in the same class as them. I haven't heard from them for a while now, and none even cared to check on me. Well, I was the dumbest of them. I was so stupid to have let them pressure me to talk about my marriage to them. Amongst them, I was the richest because Jason spoiled me with lots of money. Most times we went clubbing. I usually take care of the bills without thinking twice because I know that Jason will give me double the money back. But now that I need their help, no one is willing to help. That shows that I had fake friends all along. Guys, even though I was the richest, I always felt insecure anytime my friends and I were together. I always seek validation from them and let them have opinions about everything that concerns me and my marriage. They usually ask me about my love life with Jason. They always want to know what our relationship was like and if I was enjoying or enduring the marriage. They always talked about how undeserving Jason was to be with someone like me. Every time they kept asking me what I saw in Jason's, that I got married to him because he wasn't anything compared to the kind of guys I had dated in the past. The 3 guys I had been with before Jason were handsomely rich. Anytime my friends come visiting, they usually get tipped with money before going. But we didn't last long because they were rude and arrogant. The last guy I dated, Dave, spoiled my friends and I with money and paid for vacation for us to have a nice time together. But the relationship didn't last up to 2 years. Dave was the worst of them all because he had anger issues. On a few occasions, he had punched me on the face because we had a misunderstanding. My friends knew about this, but they kept telling me to endure and told me that Dave would change. They didn't support me any time I said I was going to end things with him. They kept telling me not to go just because of how Dave was spoiling us with gifts and money. At some point, I got tired and I ended things with Dave. My friends were mad at me for breaking up with Dave. Guys, you all wouldn't believe that I had to beg them to forgive me for doing that before they accepted me back to be friends with them. It took months before we went back to being friends. It's crazy, right? Yes. My friends were that toxic, but I didn't realize it on time. What happened between Jason and I was an eye-opener for me. I wouldn't totally blame them because I was so stupid not to have used my head. I was not just dumb, but was also unwise. So guys, my friends never liked Jason that much because he wasn't extravagant with them like my 3 exes. They constantly reminded me how he wasn't rich enough to send us on a vacation. That got me pressured to pay for our bills anytime we went clubbing just to prove a point. I lost count of how each of them borrowed money from me and never returned back. Guys, it's just not funny. As I'm writing this right now, I'm crying my eyes out because my friends were so toxic and I didn't realize it on time. They always wanted to know things about my personal life, always asking me if I enjoyed getting intimate with Jason like I used to with Dave back then. I would take accountability for that one because I started it by telling my friends Dave and I about our sexual lives. So guys, one day, my friends and I were together in my house hanging out as usual when they brought the conversation up again. They told me that I wasn't looking all glowing like I was with Dave and 2 of my exes and asked if Jason was handling me well in the bedroom. Guys, for me to have sent them pictures of Jason's size to them in the group shows that I was tired. I just wanted them to see that I was actually enjoying myself, but I guessed I took it too far. Of course, no one asked me to show them proof or take sensitive pictures of my husband without his consent. I was very foolish to have done that, and I regret it so much. I honestly didn't know what I was thinking when I did that. Imagine proving a point to them, and now I lost my marriage and everything that I have worked so hard for. My husband made sure that my boss had me fired immediately. I was issued my sack letter through email. My boss doesn't even want me to come over to the office to even pack my stuff. He had it sent down to me through a dispatcher. My boss is also one of those that doesn't even want to see me. I won't really blame him because it's Jason's handwork. He promised to deal with me and he's doing it. I don't know what else he has on his sleeves again. Guys, after that day that my friends left, I thought about ways to prove to them that Jason manhood was enough for me. And so, I thought about taking pictures of him. I was able to do that only when we had gotten intimate. That night, Jason fell asleep really fast because tired from work. After taking those pictures, I sent it to the group so that my friends could see it. A few minutes after I sent it to the group, I got funny reactions and comments from it. I was enjoying all the comments that night. Jason's manhood size was the topic of the night before I slept off. The next morning, Jason woke up before me. Everything was normal between us, and I didn't know that Jason was aware of everything that happened. The pictures and comments were forwarded to him through an anonymous account. That was what Jason told me, and I still don't believe it's an anonymous account. Whoever it was, I will try and get to know the person. Guys, I really want y'all to help me out in getting back with my husband, please. Jason is also threatening to file a lawsuit against me, which I don't want. I also don't want to divorce Jason because I love him. Update. I really don't want to waste any much time here because there's nothing to say here. I lost my marriage and I terribly regret it. Redditors, I finally signed the divorce papers and Jason has ceased to be my husband. When the divorce papers were ready, Jason made me sign it immediately without wasting any time. Concerning the lawsuit, Jason was not joking when he said it. I had to involve my lawyer, and he had a meeting with Jason's lawyer. Guys, after much pleading and negotiation, I was asked to pay for damages or settle it in court, and that would be terrible. Guys, the amount Jason demanded was huge, and I am trying my best to pay up. I was able to get a few of my belongings from Jason's house and had them sold. I was able to pay 1/3 of the money, and I don't know how I'm going to pay the rest balance. It's been a month since I paid the last part of the payment, and I'm sourcing places to raise the money. I don't even know what else to sell again because I have sold all my belongings. I got a job as a housekeeper a month ago, but it's not even enough to take care of my bills or pay the next payment. I am really frustrated, and I'm gradually losing my mind at this point. The most annoying part of it is that I dare not miss a payment, or the money increasing double of the amount I defaulted on. It's crazy, right? That's just my life now, guys. I don't know what to do to pay this debt off quickly. Guys, about the anonymous account that sent the pictures to Jason, I discovered that it was Kate. Yes, guys, Kate. Kate opened an anonymous account and sent the pictures and comments to Jason. According to her, she was jealous of the kind of clothes I wear and how I spent money anytime we went shopping or clubbing. I got to know this because Kate confessed everything to me through a video and had me blocked. Immediately, I went over to her place to look for her, but I discovered that she had relocated to another country. It took her 2 months to confess everything to me. To think that I even went to her place when Jason sent me out. I never knew that it was her that caused everything. Guys, the funniest thing is that the rest of the girls knew about it a few days after everything except me, and no one even cared to tell me about it. I felt really heartbroken and more stupid at the same time after watching the video. If I had gotten hold of Kate, I would have given her several slaps on her face to show her how hurt I was, and still I don't really know what I did to my friends for them to have treated me the way they did. I feel so ashamed of myself after all what has happened. Every time, I keep beating myself too hard and blaming myself for being stupid for allowing my friends to control me and play a major part in my marriage. I guess it's too late to cry now. I'm not proud of what I did, and I hope that Jason can forgive me for everything I did. At this point, I don't think Jason will ever want to get back with me again. I have accepted that Jason and I can't get back together as a couple, and it's fine. It's really hard getting him off my mind. Considering how we ended things breaks me so much. I caused everything for myself, and I take accountability for it. My friends indeed played a part in my divorce, but I had the option of handling things better, which I did not. I will try to stay off from getting into any relationship for now. I will have to heal from this heartbreak and forgive myself totally. I pray that I don't get to make such a terrible mistake going forward. Jason's revenge has taught me a lot, and I dare not repeat such a mistake ever again.